Hi everyone! So today's video is going to be the first episode of a new series that I'm starting, and that is where I kind of interview or just talk with young creatives that have been following their dreams. And I was thinking about calling this series the Dream Chasers. I'm not sure yet about the name, but I do like it. And I'm also filming this intro later since I was starting to edit now and I saw that I forgot to film an intro. But yeah, the conversation went really good. So wholesome and so genuine. And I wanted to make this series for you guys so it motivates you guys, or if you're scared to follow your dreams, to just try and see how it goes, to be honest, because life is too short and you should just follow your heart, and if it says you have to do this creative journey, just do it, because if your heart is saying that, it's your soul mission and you should just try it, to be honest. And this is also to show you that everyone's journey is so different. Like, some have luck, some have worked so hard for it, some have connections, fortunately enough, and some don't and are making connections to build a community, you know. Every journey is beautiful in its own way, and yeah, this is just to show that everyone is so different and everyone does it in its own way, but you can learn from each other if you listen, and you can help each other and support each other, you know. So that's what this is about, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm gonna call my first guest right now. Her name is Erika. Hi! Oh my god! Hi! How are you? I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm also recording on my camera, so if I look a bit there, it's because I'm, yeah, recording.
No worries. My dog might try and get into the conversation. He's already
Oh my god, I love that.
So why are you not having to eat?
I mean, he can join.
Oh yeah, no question.
I love that so much. Okay, so just tell a bit about yourself first, like who you are, or what you like doing, just in general.
Okay, so my name is Erika.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. He's literally. Hold on. In my room.
It's fine.
He is the biggest brat, and if I'm not giving him attention, he's just like, "What are you doing?" Okay, so I'm a very spiritual person. I love creating and connecting with nature. I'm a loner, and
You like your alone time?
I love my alone time. I feel like that's the way I've learned how to get to know who I really am.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I'm a big empath, and for a long time, I was confusing other people's thoughts about me with my own perception.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like being alone has taught me to differentiate how I actually feel about myself and how much I love myself rather than the opposite, because I struggled with a lot of self-love and self-worth.
Yeah.
And I love fashion, of course. That's how I can
Yeah, I get it, because I'm also like that I love my alone time so much that I sometimes even forget that, oh, I should contact my friends, you know? That it's I'm just never bored. I always find something to do, and it's a good thing, but at the same time it's I should not neglect my friends, you know? They also need that attention, I guess.
Yeah, to nurture your relationship.
Yeah, exactly. And how did you actually started your journey with making clothes and stuff like that?
I have been taught to sew since I was 5 or 6. My great grandmother, she was a seamstress, and when she first came
Oh,
to
cool.
my family's from Cuba, my mom's side of the family is Cuban. So she came from Miami. She came to Miami from Cuba, and when she came up here, that's really the only job she could work is like sewing buttons in a manufacturing
Oh.
yeah, so as a little girl, we always did like projects like that. Like we would go to Walmart and like buy a bra and like she taught me how to embroider it, or she would make all my Halloween costumes or my dance recital costumes. So it was kind of like I was always around it.
Mhm.
When I was a freshman in high school, I was like, okay, she passed away. Actually, I was a freshman in high school, she passed away, and I had such an inkling to sew at that time.
Yeah.
And I asked for Christmas a sewing machine, the cheapest one, like that's all my mom could afford. It was like $60 on Walmart.
Mhm.
And she got it for me, and I was really grateful. And from there, I was just like altering my clothes and like making bows for my hair. Like,
Yeah. Like small little details.
yeah, from my childhood, and I kind of was like out of it, and then my dad passed away in 2017, and the way I was reading was creating, and I was like, wait a second, like I can actually make a living off of this, like I can actually do this. So I started, and I just kept on going, and then I finally released things in 2021 because I was a big baby, scared to show the world.
And how did you came with like your name? Because it's called JAESTHANNA, right?
Yeah, so it's just
Just, okay.
Island. I know it sounds it's like not American. I don't even know. It's actually almost together. So it's Janelle, Alyssa, Erika, me, Sophie, and Trisha. And then for my mom as well, my dad. So my mom's name is Teresita, and my dad's name was Tim. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, it's like a whole story in one. Oh my god, I love that. And like, what would you say inspires your work the most, or like where do you get your inspiration from and things like that?
For sure nature, and I think just like my life process, like what I've
Mhm.
gone through in life. I had a lot of trauma in my childhood, and
Yeah.
like us, and just learning to deal with it. Honestly, I think just the human experience inspires me. Random people inspire me. Just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I get that because sometimes, like, if you think about it, when you meet someone just randomly on the street and they talk to you, like, everyone has something to learn you, you know? Like, everything they tell you is like a lesson, even though you don't get it, if that makes sense. And, like, everything is just so beautiful if you think about it. Like, just holding a door open for someone can mean so much, you know?
That's why kindness is everything. It's like it's true what you said, everybody has their own story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so important to be each other and like not judge, or like even if somebody's having a bad day, like not judge them for cheating.
Yeah.
So
And do you think that, like, because you started creating when you lost, like, your dad, do you think that also had, like, an influence on, like, your designs and the shapes you used and stuff like that?
for sure. I think you can see it. I'm wearing one of my pieces from
Yeah, it's so beautiful. I love it.
I put out, and you can tell even just with like the rips and like everything. I was reading
Mhm.
and I think like the new stuff that I'm gonna come out with soon is a lot softer, more feminine.
Yeah.
And I think I've gone through. I've healed a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However you channel your art, whether you're a musician or a fitness instructor or a doctor or a mother or literally a fashion designer, whatever. Doesn't matter. Like you can't help but put your own experience
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, I get it. And it's so funny that you say that about, like, the feminine things that you're going to bring out, because when I was younger, like, I have a bit of a bigger bust, you know, so I got sexualized for it a lot, so I tried to be, like, more of manly clothing, or, like, just more being feminine, but not feminine, if that makes sense, so it's not overly sexualized. And now that I'm starting to embrace myself, I have like a whole collection coming that's like all flowy fabrics, all feminine, like everything about accentuating everything about yourself. It's so funny, like, and beautiful that to see that how a personal experience can like make your collection.
because that's what's happening with you too. Like you have like a personal experience, and it reflects on your collection that you're designing, and that's so cool to me.
Yeah, I can't wait to see yours. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very your style too. I think so.
I'm so
Thank you. Because like what I'm bringing out now is like completely different than what I used to do, but it's like very me though. So
yeah.
I'm exciting.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. um, Also, like, do you feel that your spirituality has also influenced like your designing as well and the choices that you've made?
1000%. 1000. I think like if you were to take everything away from me, I am a spiritual being first. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
God or source, whatever we want to call it, is my first priority. Like that's number one. And even just in my daily choices and in who I surround myself with or anything that I do, that is like a big involvement in my decision making and like what I
Yeah.
put in my
Do you also sometimes feel like you want to take a risk, but you're scared, but then you still are going to follow your intuition even though you're scared?
Yes, I think so. We're humans, you know, and like I think, especially if you came from a background of like a lot of fear and a lot of limiting beliefs, like it's, you know, half the time it's self-sabotaging.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have put some. I believe in divine timing. You know, I believe
Mhm.
that it was guided to. Even in 2017, I created so much. I wasn't guided to put it out yet, and I believe that
Yeah.
was happening. You know,
Exactly.
but I also that it's like I don't know.
Because like in a sense, you want to achieve these things, but you kind of are forcing yourself to put it out faster, even though you know it's not your time yet. You know?
Totally. I was with my boyfriend at the time during that time, and I remember he would always kind of pressure me. I loved him so much. Like this is not like
Mhm.
talking back,
Yeah.
but it was part of my journey. I remember him being like, "Time is ticking. You need to put something out.
Yeah.
Time is ticking." And I remember like hearing like my guides and spirit be like, "No, time.
Yeah,
Time is not.
exactly.
Time is on your time. There's a
Mhm.
divine timing to everything, and you just have to trust when you're meant to put something out, like you will be guided to. And like I truly believe that like you know when like sometimes you're like if you're a spiritual person, you're like, show me what to do next, show me what to do next. I remember during that time I would always ask that and I would never receive an answer. It was
Yeah.
just more like, hey, just create, just heal and create. And like I noticed that I never received an answer because it just wasn't time to put it out.
Exactly.
Last year in 2021, when I was putting myself out, I was so scared. I was like, universe, show me a sign that this is my path.
Yeah.
Or I'll bump into like a fashion designer like thing. And I was just like, and I still wouldn't believe it. Like I would still be like, no, there's no way. Like
Yeah, you're just brushing it off like it's not a sign.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
show me another sign. Tell
It's
me
just coincidence.
yeah, literally. Oh, fear. It's like such a crippling thing.
Yeah. But it's also like, for example, your partner, like he actually just wanted to help you, to like push you, you know, like, and motivate you, but in a sense it's still pressuring you because you know you're not ready for it yet, like subconsciously. And it's still insane to me how like people can influence you without knowing, even though they have good intentions. And
Right.
yeah, and that's also, I feel like as a designer, and I don't know if you feel about this the same way, but I think you do, that you have to like reflect on yourself as well as on your work, because otherwise you just get burned out. Like,
Totally. Yeah, and back to what you were saying, I definitely like I think the people around us always have good intentions for us, and when they give us that advice, those kinds of advice, like I always see within myself too sometimes, like, you know, sometimes I push my loved ones because I want so much for them.
yeah.
And then I look back and be like, it's not my journey.
Yeah, you should have just let them figure it out.
Right. Like, who am I to tell them? what's
Yeah.
your work.
But at the same time, you just want to help and like show that you love and care about them. Like, I get it. Also, like, what are like your future dreams or like things you want to achieve still?
You know, for a long time, I wanted to be like this huge designer that works with like these huge fashion houses. And now, as I'm like getting more into like my authentic self, like honestly, is freedom. Like I want freedom to create whatever I want to create every moment, and I want to inspire others, and I want to like just do what I love every day. Like I want to help people do what they love.
Yeah.
Every day too.
I can tell you now already, like, you are inspiring because I found your account like through my exploring page, and it was like this outfit of like a beige trousers with then like a white crop top and like something lacy underneath it. But I think it was something like lingerie-ish underneath, and I was like, oh my god, this is such cool layering. And then I was like, let me look who she is. And then I like saw your account and I was like, oh my god, like, she's so unique and she's just doing her, you know? Like, you're just doing and being you, and that's so beautiful. Like, you have like your own authentic self and your own style, and it's so cool to see that people still have that, you know, and not like only trend followers, because I really don't like that.
Yeah, thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
You're welcome.
I got there because I was the queen of self-sabotage and overthinking and making myself smaller and scared what other people thought.
Yeah.
Got there, and I'm very grateful that I'm here now, and I want to hold it in as much as, not hold it in, but like hold, you know what I mean? Like hold my stand as much as possible to
Yeah.
know that, like, I used to be scared. Like, there's no need for any fear. Like, once you're authentically you and expressing that, I truly believe the universe moves mountains for you, because I truly believe, like, your authentic expression equals your spiritual expression.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, your authentic expression in human form, like, that is spiritual as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Yeah, do you actually like still sometimes like overthink or get scared about some decisions for your brand?
Yeah, this morning. I'm really good. I've been really good about not overthinking and not getting in my head. And this morning I just woke up with like crippling anxiety. And I had to like breathe and journal and reflect and say my affirmations. And I realized that anytime, it hasn't happened in a while because I've been really like on top of spiritual, my routine and all that stuff. But this morning I realized that it's okay that I'm feeling like this is just my old self kind of dying.
Yeah, I also feel like it's kind of like your body relieving stress in a way.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just like bringing it literally out there, but afterwards you feel so good and relieved.
Totally. And it's been a big, lately I've been guided, like I hear a lot. It's like, okay, you've healed a lot, but you still have energy points in your physical body that hold old wounds.
Yeah.
So it's like that they stretch randomly in the day, or you take a walk, go sit in the sun and like move your body to release that energy, because it's so true. Like we can think that we moved past something, but the memory's
Yeah, it's still there, and if you haven't like done your shadow work or have processed it enough, like, it will be there even though you're not knowing it. Because even right now, I used to doubt myself so much and always feel like I was never enough and like I would never succeed in my dreams, because I knew that I just want to do this, but I also know it's such a big risk to take, because you need to have like, people who like your style and who get your vision. And even now, because like I have like a friend and she's a stylist, and she's like, this is just the beginning for you, like you're already making a difference. Sometimes when I think about that, like I just start to cry, but like sob, because it's just the stress that's relieving. And like in my head I get it, like I feel like I'm being like finally on my soul path, and that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with my life. But it's just stress that's relieving by crying. And I sometimes, like, they're friends with me or like my family, and they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing, like I'm feeling just so happy that I have to cry and I can't explain it. And they're looking like, is she okay? And I'm like, I am. Like, it's just, yeah, I'm in tune, literally. And just like, you can't say anything to me right now. Like, I'll just keep sobbing. It's not gonna stop. Yeah, and
So happy to hear you say, like, I feel like I'm finally on my purpose, like my divine path.
yeah,
I feel the same way.
yeah,
As many people to feel this, because it feels so rewarding. It feels like,
exactly.
the greater of something.
Yeah, and I feel like with the things that I design, I'm trying to like tell a story, but also I knew that I always wanted to do something good in my life and make a difference. But I also wanted to do clothes. So I was like, how can I combine the two of bringing like a message to people, but also being able to work with fashion? And then I was like, it's so important to be slow fashion and to make things by hand, and it's such a beauty on its own because it takes a while to make, and the people who appreciate that craftsmanship is just so beautiful that they know that you're putting effort in it and they appreciate it. And just to see people around me being like, hey, because of you I started to thrift, or I started to be more sustainable, that just, it makes my day because I know I made a difference, and that they starting to realize like, oh, fast fashion is so bad, because a lot of people still don't get it, I feel like,
Yeah.
or trying to deny it.
Yeah, it's so true. We are in a consumer society. So
Yeah.
it's hard. For so long we're taught to over consume, and it's like that's a part of it.
Yeah.
Get as many new things, have as many new outfits. Like if you see even on my page, I recycle a lot of my
Your old pieces?
Yeah, I'm not come up. It's always a new outfit, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's everything different.
Yeah, or like you see like a scrap of like fabric that's left over from another design and you're like, that's a top now. That's a top.
Yeah, no, like bits of scrap that I'm like, I want to invite students to come and get from it, but then at the same time, I'm like, I can make so many things out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's selfish of me, like, shoot.
No, I think it's just like your creativity being like, oh, but I can still make something out of it. And I also feel like you shouldn't like throw scraps away, because out of the scraps that you have from other designs, you'll see like different or new silhouettes and you're like, oh wait, that's interesting, like let me try to recreate this bigger or make this into like something like a corset or things like that. And you just find new cool silhouettes, and that's so like rewarding to me to find something new like that.
It's my favorite thing to go through the bin. Like every year I'll like spring clean my house, and like I always go through the bins and I'll just play and I'll sit there for like hours and I'm like,
Yeah.
like my old samples, and literally half of it was scraps like just pinned together that I never did anything with, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Erika, like this is so fun.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think that if your brand would get bigger, that you would still make the pieces yourself, or like would you hire other people for it, or?
I would hire other people because even like recently I'm like already thinking of hiring another seamstress, because first of all I want to be able to supply good jobs in Miami. I think the city's just growing so much here, and everything, I mean, inflation is crazy everywhere, but Miami's just growing so much, and Miami used to be a big hub for manufacturing clothes,
Mhm.
for ones, and there's just like a lot of older, I live in a little area called Little Havana, so it's like, it's pretty much like a bunch of Cuban people like here.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's a part in Cuba, but here in Miami we have like Little Havana, Little Haiti, like it's like just little suburbs within the city, and I'm like, I honestly think like if somebody's grandma would love to like work here or even work from home, like I'm so
Mhm.
excited, like I see it the way I want to expand, and I just still want to keep it small and controlled.
Yeah, exactly. I get it.
Yeah, and if I hire people, that way I can come up with new designs, because like my new collection is lagging because I'm still making all of
Mhm.
these to order on my website. So I say like today's a production day, so I'll sit and make all my pieces.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time. So if I can hand and delegate tasks, like that
Mhm.
is so wonderful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because like I also like if I would get bigger, I also wanted to hire someone to help me with sewing and stuff. And my mom was like, "Can I be for you? Like, can I sew with you then?" I was like, I was like, for real, like, Mom, I wouldn't even think of anyone else than you to do this with me. Because I actually started to make clothes because of my mom. She made clothes herself when she was younger. And she made like my little tiny baby clothes and like when I was a little girl. And I always looked up so much to my mom and also like her style because it was so, like where I live, I can tell you now that people are dressed very basic, especially grown women. And my mom was always like a lot of bulky jewelry, her whole hand stacked with like rings, layering skirts on each other, like doing these flowy fabrics and just playing with silhouettes. And she basically just looked like a gypsy goddess to me. Like that's how I would like describe it, and I always looked up to it that so much. So I couldn't even like think of anyone else working with me than my mom because she also gets my vision so much. And I feel like a small team or like group of making people, like people who make with you, is so much more worth than being like, oh, she can sew, like she has a lot of like experience but I don't know her, for example. I feel like it's so important to have that connection with the people around you. Yeah. I'm looking because like I have here like a little list of things I actually really wanted to ask but I can't read it. Oh yeah, also like the last question that I had that I really wanted to ask is like, what piece that you make gave you like the most personal satisfaction, and which one was like professionally wise the best piece you've made?
Should I show you?
Yeah.
It's like forever. It's just like so iconic. It's called the Broken Promises Toward God.
Oh, I love that one.
I know, it's like my favorite. It's like layers of compression mesh. It's like so artsy. Underneath.
Yeah.
So the boning, it's like a full corset boning. It has a separating zipper on the side.
Yeah.
So you can get on and off. And then it's layered with this knit fabric that I hand dyed and hand ripped. Yeah.
Do you love ripping fabric?
Huh?
Do you love ripping fabric?
Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Like,
Me too, it's so satisfying.
yeah, it's my favorite part. Like, it's just, I don't even know.
It's like putting all your anger into it and like relieving your stress.
Yeah, this was part of this collection, so you know I was very healing during
Yeah, but I love it. It's so expressionate.
Thank you. It's my favorite. Like, I think it's the best thing I've ever made in my life. And I'm gonna make a new version of it with this new collection, but a
Ooh.
little different. Yeah, I'm like trying to, because I'm like, I have so many ideas that sometimes I don't, like, I feel like the best, like, not cost efficient thing to do would be to like reuse your patterns and kind of just make it a little different. And your leftover stuff, but I'm just like, oh, I always want to start something new from scratch. I'm like, okay, Erika, you could do that, but you should like still
Try a bit of both, like combining. Yeah.
always. It's just my mind.
Okay, that's so cool. And what piece do you think is like professionally wise your best one? So which one would sell the best or like was most booming on the platform or something like that?
The dress did really well. The dress and because it's like so long. It's like transparent
Yeah.
as well, and so did. I just recently made this, but this smells so bad as well. It's like a little Valerio thing.
Oh, I love that fabric. It's so cool.
This vintage lace fabric. I found this. It was such a good buy.
Where do you find your fabrics actually?
I honestly, I used to like source from LA and like get swatch cards and New York and like all this stuff. And now, since I'm like, I want everything to be so special, I'll go to local fabric stores and I'll just see what I like. Like I think it's great for
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's also important just to like separate yourself from the rest, you know? To stay special. And also I feel like your designs and stuff like that, it's like more of a niche, if that makes sense, but it's so beautiful because that niche gets you so well, and they're like, oh, I get it. I so like these shapes, they work, you know, and they will appreciate it, and that's so beautiful that I feel like it's better to have like a very loyal niche than a big platform that sees you as someone who just produces, if that makes sense.
Totally, totally. It's because we're artists, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Wearable art, like that's just the truth, and that's so special. And kind of bringing it back, like to what you were saying about how when you like were going through like your spiritual stuff, and you're like, how am I gonna bridge like fashion with like, you know, making a change in the world? I struggled with that so much. Like there was a time in my life where I was like, this is not like, why am I
yeah,
just not make clothes and work in fashion when literally I can fucking care less. Like I don't care what's
exactly.
like
And
I care. But you know what I mean? Like
yeah, I get
like I can sit under a tree and like just fucking have that and like I will be happy, you know? And I
exactly.
struggled with time and I finally was like, wait a second. We actually wear clothes every day. That's how we express our individuality. Like that
Yeah,
is spiritual as fuck. Like what like that's like part of the self-sabotaging mind that's like
mhm,
not put a box and keep you limited because it's like we're so multi-dimensional. Like we could do both. Like
exactly.
because it hasn't been done in the past doesn't mean that it's not what's meant to happen. And I think even especially now, having light workers like us work in fashion and work in that industry is so needed because it's so ego
Yeah,
driven. And if we're not ego driven and we make peace with our ego and we work with our ego, but we have our ego on the driver's seat, not in I mean in the passenger seat, not in the
mhm,
driver's seat, like we can really make a change in the world. Like
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And also, like you said, like it's a way of expression and to show actually who you are as a human. And for me, it's like such a big compliment when someone says like, I saw you on the street and you looked so unique, and they could kind of like tell who you are as a person just from what you're wearing. And I love that that's a way to express who you are, and that people can see that you're soft and delicate but still smart and like not to fool around with, if that makes sense. Like just that they can tell who you are as a person, and it's so cool to me that people get it, even though it's a new style or something they haven't seen before. It's, yeah, I don't know, it's so heartwarming.
it is, it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, those were all the questions I had for you, and thank you for this talk. This means so much for me. Um, you're such a beautiful person from the inside and the outside out. And thank you. And
And also, like, we should talk even, like, not, you know, not even, like, as an interview. Like, I would love to get to know you, like, for real.
yeah, me too.
And, like, we're, like, on opposite sides of the world, but it's that's what
When I come to California, I'll come to you.
I'm not in California, though.
No?
Close. No, I'm in Miami.
Oh, Miami, right, right. If I come to Miami, I'll come to you. Because I want to come to like America to see how it is. So
Have you ever been?
no,
No, I've never been to Europe. So,
it's
we could,
beautiful. Yeah, we can like exchange to countries.
I know, but we have to be in the same country at the same time.
That's right. We'll plan something. We'll plan something. We should create together once, for real.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
I'm so down.
Me too. Oh my god, I love you already. Well, thank you for this conversation. It means a lot to me, and it was so wholesome, and I love that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, okay. Have a blessed day, and make the best of it, and don't stress too much because you're doing so good. Like, so good.
Thank
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll talk soon. Bye.
Thank you guys for watching. First of all, Erika, this conversation with you was like so. It has a special place in my heart, let's say it like that, because you've been inspiring me for so long, and you don't even realize that, and you are a big influence on people, even though you don't realize that as well. And we all are, to be honest, like we all influence people, but to be able to influence someone to be creative and follow their passions is something so beautiful in my opinion. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you've learned something from this, because that's what this is all about, to be honest. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next